Sam was a seasoned truck driver, used to long and lonely nights on the road. He always joked,
"The only real danger out here is human."
But on a rainy night along the infamous BR-116, Sam encountered something that defied reason. Sometimes it's better to just keep driving. Rain poured heavily, obscuring Sam's vision as he navigated a desolate stretch of the BR-116. Known as the Highway of Death, the road already had a dark reputation due to accidents and mysterious disappearances. Sam, however, was a skeptic who laughed at such tales.
"Ghost stories? I only see those in soap operas,"
he often said. But that night, his confidence would be put to the test. Out of the darkness, a figure appeared on the roadside, illuminated by the truck's headlights. It was a woman wearing a long black dress with a veil covering her face, standing motionless under the pouring rain. Sam hesitated but decided to stop. His instinct to help overrode his better judgment. Lowering the window, he called out,
"Ma'am, do you need help?"
The woman nodded faintly and, in a soft voice, replied,
"I'm lost. Can you take me to the next village?"
Sam agreed, opening the door for her to climb in. The woman settled into the passenger seat without another word. Sam attempted to strike up a conversation while driving.
"Do you live nearby?"
"Not anymore,"
she answered cryptically. The silence that followed was unsettling, broken only by the sound of rain and the hum of the engine. Sam couldn't shake the feeling that something was off. The odometer wasn't changing, and the clock on the dashboard was stuck at 3:33 a.m., despite Sam knowing it had to be later. He brushed it off as a technical glitch, but his unease grew. Checking the rearview mirror, Sam noticed something chilling. The woman's reflection was a blurred shadow, while everything else appeared normal.
"Must be the light,"
he muttered to himself, trying to rationalize the strange sight. As they drove, Sam began hearing faint whispers. At first, he thought it was interference from the radio, but the voices seemed to come from the air itself. Though fragmented, one phrase stood out clearly.
"Turn back before it's too late."
Sam glanced at the woman, but she sat still, seemingly unaware of the eerie sounds. Breaking the silence, she spoke.
"Take the next right. It's a shortcut."
Sam hesitated. He knew that road led deeper into the wilderness, but he followed her directions. As soon as he turned onto the dirt path, the rain abruptly stopped, replaced by an unnatural fog. The narrow path seemed endless. The truck's headlights struggled to pierce the dense fog, and Sam felt an overwhelming sense of being watched.
"Are you sure this is the right way?"
he asked nervously. The woman slowly turned her head toward him and replied,
"Trust me. We're close."
Her voice sounded deeper, almost guttural. Sam avoided her gaze and focused on the road. That's when he saw them. Shadows darting between the trees, following the truck. They moved quickly, always just out of focus, making his heart race. Sam pressed harder on the accelerator, but the road stretched endlessly. A metallic coppery smell began to fill the cabin, making him nauseous. At last, the road ended at a small cemetery. The gravestones were crooked and covered in moss, as if the place had been abandoned for decades. Without a word, the woman stepped out and began walking toward the graves. Sam didn't want to follow her, but he felt an inexplicable compulsion to leave the truck. Each step felt heavier than the last as he trailed behind her. Surrounded by oppressive silence, Sam called out,
"Hello? Is anyone there?" Hello?
His voice echoed back, unanswered. The woman stopped in front of a gravestone and slowly lifted her veil. Her face was a horrifying sight, rotting flesh and exposed bone, with completely black eyes that seemed to pull him into a void. She pointed to the name on the gravestone. Sam's blood turned cold when he saw it was his name carved into the stone. Sam tried to run, but his legs wouldn't obey. Invisible hands seemed to grip his arms as shadowy figures emerged from the fog. They were humanoid but grotesque, their glowing eyes and twisted mouths emitting guttural laughter. The woman floated toward him, her feet hovering above the ground.
"You brought me here. Now you stay."
Sam screamed, his voice echoing into the void as he felt the ground beneath him give way. He was being pulled into the earth, his body sinking as clawed hands reached for him from below. As the shadows closed in, everything went dark. The next morning, Sam's truck was found abandoned by the roadside. There was no trace of him, but investigators reported footprints around the vehicle, barefoot, as if a crowd had surrounded it. Since that night, drivers on the BR1 and 16 have reported sightings of a veiled woman. Those who stopped to help her are said to vanish without a trace. If you enjoyed this story, leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and check out the next video now playing on your screen. Until next time, and good luck sleeping tonight.